Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel Network for You. We welcome you all to our CCNP series. If you remember, in our previous video we discussed about the routing protocol, different types of routing protocol. So now we are going to discuss first static. If you remember, we discussed routed protocol and routing protocol. So now we are doing the routing protocol and we divide routing protocol. We told that we have static routing. In our previous class we told static routing, and we have default routing. Okay, default. We are going to do each and everything one by one. Default routing, and after that we told we have dynamic routing protocol. Dynamic routing protocol. So as we know, we have this, okay, static routing, default routing, dynamic routing. So we discussed already in high level. So now what we are saying, we are going to see the static routing. This one we are going to see now. So first of all, let me define this routing. What is routing? This is an interview question also. If you are a fresher and if you are going for the interview, they will ask you what is routing. So you need to define with your own words. But first of all, you need to remember the concept, then in your own words you can reproduce. So we can say forwarding of packet from one network to another network choosing the best path from the routing table is known as routing. Routing is nothing but, let me write here, routing is nothing but forwarding of packets from one network to another network. From one network, I will write shortcut NW, to another network. Okay. So what you will say? Routing is nothing but forwarding of packet from one network to another network by using the best path from the routing table. This is nothing but routing table. Routing table already we discussed. Routing table consists of the best route. Okay. So now we are going to discuss the static routing. What is static routing? We will have some theory about what is static routing and what are the advantage of the static routing and what are the disadvantage of the static routing. So let's see. If you remember, I will write here points so you can write down in your notes. First point, static routing is nothing but routing only, but manually we need to configure. We can say it configure by the network engineer. Let me write like this. It configure, okay, configured by network engineer or network. You can say network engineer or the administrator or anything like this. Means manually we need to configure. Okay. I will write manually here. So this is a keyword. It configure by a network engineer manually. Means if you have one router here. Okay. So you need to do manually here and manually here. Okay. We are going to see more detail what are the advantage, disadvantage, and here in this case mandatory we need to know the destination network ID. Destination network ID we should know if we want to use the static routing. And another thing is, we can say this is a fast and secure. The static route is fast and secure. Why it is fast? Because we are doing manually. We are saying that, like, let me give you example here. See here, imagine this is a network like here I have 192.168.1.1 in this interface, okay, and in this interface I have like 192.168.1.2, and here I have 2.2.2.2, and here I have 1.1.1.1. So example, if anyone want to go to this network, example, someone from this side need to go to this network. So our router don't know anything. This router R1 don't know anything about the network 2.2.2. So we need to tell to R1, R1, if anyone want to go to the router, if anyone want to go to the network of 2.2.2, just forward the traffic to this R2 router or forward to this IP. Okay, let me repeat again what I am saying. If anyone want to go, we will say to R1, we will configure in R1 saying that router, if anyone want to go to 2.2.2 network, then forward that traffic to 192.168.1.2. Like this we can define, or we can define our interface also. Anyhow, I will show you that one. So now just remember, we will say that it need to configure manually by the network engineer or administrator. And whenever we want to configure the static route, we need to know the destination network ID. Means we are saying to the router R1 that if anyone want to go to this network 2.2.2, then forward to this IP. If we don't know this one, if we don't know the destination network, then how we can write? We cannot define. So the condition, if you are using the static routing, you need to know the destination network ID. So you need to know the destination where you want to send the traffic. So this is a condition as I wrote here. And this is a secure and fast. So we can say this is a fast and secure, because secure because automatically it is not learning, dynamically it is not learning, manually we are configuring, that's why it is a secure. And fast because we are directly saying if you want to go to this network, forward the traffic to this IP. Okay. And it is used for a small organization. I can write here small organization or small companies. It is using in the small organization. We can say like 10 or 15 router is present in the company, we can use this one. If it is more than 15 router, it is better to use the dynamic routing, not the static routing. Okay. So these are the points, and let's discuss the disadvantage. What are the disadvantage we will have by using the static routing? So disadvantage, let me write here. First point is, we have here, this is used for small network, If you have a small network, you will use this one. Okay, small, let me write here small. It is used for a small network. Why I am saying is small network? If you have 200 router, it will be difficult. You need to go to each and every router and say that, like I told to router R1 saying that if anyone want to go to 2.2.2, forward to this IP. Then I will go to R2 and I will say to R2, if anyone want to go to the network 1.1.1, forward that traffic to this IP. But if I have 100 router, then I need to go to each and every router to configure this one. And if any link go down, I need to again reconfigure. Or if I change any IP address, then again I need to reconfigure. So this is headache. So what we are saying in disadvantage is, it is used for only small network. If we have big network, then we will not use this one. Okay. And everything we need to configure manually. We can write everything we need to configure manually. Means it will not learn anything dynamically. We need to configure manually everything. And what we can say, drawback for this one, we need to configure manually, and it is used for a small network only, and it is not supporting the VLSM. VLSM means if you are using the subnetting, then we cannot use the static route. Okay, if you are using the subnetting, if you done the subnetting to your IP address, then we cannot use the static route. Okay, so these are the disadvantage. Okay, so what are the advantage? Advantage, you can say it is a fast and secure. And let me tell you, first of all, you need to remember. First point, you need to remember that manually we need to configure. Automatically router will not learn the network. If anything go down, we need to go manually and redo configuration. If any new network is added, we need to go again, do manually configuration. Okay. And here we need to know the destination network ID. If we don't know, then we cannot configure. And it is fast and secure, and mostly it is using for a small organization, like if they have 10 router or 15 router. Disadvantage, it is used only for the small organization, and everything we need to configure manually, and it does not support the VLSN. These are the disadvantage. Let me write the syntax, how we will configure. I will give you syntax, and in our next video we are going to do a small lab for this one. Actually we need to start directly EIGRP, OSPF, BGP, but as per our student they are saying start some basic also, so they can have the idea. So we are doing this one because in some lab we are going to use this basic also. Okay, so now I will write the syntax, the how we can configure the static root. Okay, so like let me write here configuration of static root. Configuration of static root. I will write the syntax, so you can follow that syntax. In next class we are going to do that one. We need to write the IP root. Okay, we need to write IP root, and after that we need to write the destination network ID. So we need to write destination. We need to write destination network ID. After that we need to write the destination subnet mask. I will write destination shortcut. I will write destination subnet mask. After that you need to write the next hop. Next hop IP address. I will write one command here, so you will have the idea. See here, I am saying I have one router here. This is the router R1. Okay, example, this is connected to another router R2, and here in between I am having the IP address 192.168.1.1 here. Here I have 192.168.1.2. okay, this is example F0 by 0, and this is also F0 by 0, and here I have example F0 by 1. I have here 1.1.1.1. okay, and here I have 2.2.2.2. here I have F0 by 1. okay, so if I want to configure here static root, how I will configure? I will write here IP root. I will write IP root, then I will write here destination network ID. As I told here, destination network ID. So this is a destination. I need to write this network ID here. Or if you are confused, let me take some other IP, so it will be easy for you. Later we will take class A. Now what I will take example, I will write example, we will take 192.168.2.1. okay, and here I will also change here, so you will not have confusion. Later when I give some points for subnetting, then I will take another IP. So I will write 192.168.3.1. okay, so I am using 3.1 here and 2.1. so this is a destination, so I need to write the network ID. So I will write 192.168.2.1. instead of 1 I will write 0. Why I am using 0? I need to write the destination network ID. So this is network, this is network, this is network, and this is host, because this is a class C. So this will become 0, and we will have 192.168.2.0. and subnet mask. What is the subnet mask for destination? 255.255.255.0. After that I need to write the next hop IP address. So this is a next hop. I am doing the configuration here inside. So next hop will be this one. So this is the next hop IP address. So I need to write this IP here 192.168, or let me write here. Okay, I will write in small, so you will have the here IP root. I will write IP root, then I will write 192.168.2.0, and then 255.255.255.0, and then I need to write this IP 192.168.1.2. okay, so I am writing this is a destination network ID, this is a destination subnet mask, and this is a next hop IP address. Okay, this way we need to do the static routing. Same thing I need to do here also. For this router we will have, this is a network destination, so I will write 192.168.3.0 will be network ID here, and then subnet mask will be same thing, and next hop will be this one. come here, and we will do this inside this router. Anyhow, no worry, in our next video we are going to do the configuration, so you will understand. We will do the small lab in our next video. Okay, thank you very much for seeing our video. Subscribe to our channel, share with your friend who is interested in CCNA, CCNP and Python. Thank you, bye.